This constitutes a security hazard.
In the mid-2000s, it was Product Enterprise that provided us with some of the very best Gerry Anderson models and display items, and this was one of them. This is Lieutenant Ellis, as seen in UFO, played by Gabrielle Drake. One of the most recognizable characters from the series because, well, of the purple wig and very unusual Moonbase uniform, which was supposed to be futuristic, but definitely looks like it came straight out of the 1970s. I don't really know why I have this. I think it was on sale at the time. Obviously, Product Enterprise now, secondhand, very, very expensive, very difficult to get a hold of, but I remember them being quite affordable back in the day. So I managed to pick up a few things, and this was one of them. It's a 12-inch talking action figure that comes on a display stand. And when I say it's a talking action figure, what I mean is the base talks. The figure itself does not. The figure itself is just a highly detailed, well-articulated figure that people look at and go, oh, yeah, that's her. That's who it is. But obviously, yeah, there's more to say about it than that. It is a very nice figure. It's very well detailed. As I say, it's the type of thing that could rival, well, what was Big Chief Studios, but being done for a much more affordable price at the time. Not so much anymore, but at the time it was very affordable. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'll take her off her display stand and we'll get into talking about the figure itself, which I'm trying to be very careful, very delicate, of course. Yeah, right now she's posed with her accessories, which is a clipboard and pen, because nothing says exciting UFO alien battling action than a clipboard and a pen. I mean, you wonder why they even bother giving her accessories. Really, they didn't. They could have come up with something a bit more interesting than that. I mean, it's very well detailed. You can see it's a document that's been signed by. It's some sort of memo to all Moonbase personnel that's been signed by Lieutenant Gay Ellis. The pen itself is somewhat futuristic in that it's got a transparent bit and a blue bit and it's a pen. What can you say? It's very, very tiny. It's very easy to lose, but fortunately I haven't. But now I've removed those accessories, it means we can start to articulate and explore how this figure moves, because it does move. It's hinged and can change in quite a few ways. So starting with the head, I should actually talk about the figure as I'm looking at it as well. The face is a very, very good likeness for Gabrielle Drake. Obviously, under the purple wig and under the makeup and everything, probably not too difficult to get a good likeness, because once you applied all of that, it's like, well, it's instantly recognizable. You know what it is. But I have to say, it really does capture that sort of that wide-eyed stare that she had a lot of the time, very much present on this figure, I have to say. The purple wig, I think, is certainly shaped right. I'm not sure if the color is quite right. It would have been nice if they could have gotten some of that shiny metallic kind of texture. I'm not going to say texture, that's the wrong word, but I wish it was I wish they could have somehow made it shiny instead of this sort of matte plastic that they've gone for. But yeah, the head is very well articulated. It can, it basically moves on something of a ball joint, so it can do a full 360-degree turn if you need it to. It can nod up and down and move side to side. Yeah, so you can basically get that in any pose that you need. Whatever pose that you need. I don't know what kind of exciting action pose you would want to put Lieutenant Ellis in. I will leave that to your imagination. Yeah, so there's that. The uniform itself is fabric, and it's got sort of this plasticky, wouldn't say it was PVC, but they've gone for something shiny in order to create that contrast that's there on the original outfit itself. But yes, they've gone for this sort of, I'm going to guess, some sort of a cotton type material, probably, for the basically for the whole thing, which looks great. I think it's a good shade of grey. Obviously, it's more, again, the finished costume is more silvery, metallic-y sort of look, which they haven't quite captured here, but they've done their best to try and get it in all the right places. The belt with all these are solid plastic accessories there, the sort of makeup kit that I know they kept on the belt and stuff like that. That's all done. She's got a buckle on there as well. So it's got this tiny at the back. It's fastened with these tiny little chains that I would dread to think if those snapped, you'd have a terrible time with it. But nevertheless, that looks good. And then also around the hips, around the middle, they've also given her some plastic underpants. Let's be honest, that's what they've done here, which look fine, I suppose. They're tied up at the side, as I believe they were on the original costume. What they don't give you the option to do, perhaps unsurprisingly, is do that thing that the Moonbase girls do of taking their legs off and putting on a miniskirt. That's not a play feature here. You know, make of that what you will. But what they have done down the legs is this, again, shiny, kind of metallic-y thread that's running all the way down, that seam that runs down there. And then the boots are solid plastic, and those are just molded in place, so you can't take the boots off by any means. But yeah, super duper high heels, of course. Those look really, really good. Now, going back to the articulation, the head, as I say, does all of that movement. You then have articulation at the sort of midriff, at the waist, which is hindered somewhat by the costume, but there is some tilting there that goes sort of up and down and side to side. Then at the shoulders, they just go up and down. I believe those can do a full 360. And then at the elbow, those also just go up and down and side to side. And then at the wrist, it's a ball joint, so the wrists can do a full 360 and up and down as well. The hands have been beautifully sculpted in this very soft, rubbery plastic, so you get all the details of the fingernails, the jewelry, the ring that's on her finger there, and of course it's been sculpted especially so that it can hold onto the clipboard. And I have to say, it holds on pretty well. Once you've put that clipboard in there, it holds in place pretty nicely. So that's all really good. That looks great. So we've covered the torso articulation. Then at the hips, the legs go backwards. Well, I say they go backwards. They go forwards. They don't go backwards very much, but they do go out to the side like that. And then at the knee as well, they go backwards, but not forwards, because knees don't do that. So it makes sense. So the knees go backwards, and they also can twist from side to side there. And that's it. There's no articulation in the boots or anything like that. So you can get a very wide range of interesting poses out of this figure if you so need it. But honestly, what you're probably going to do most of the time is have it hanging up on the display stand, which is a very simple piece. It's just got these metal rods that are adjustable in height. And then you have a SHADO logo printed on the base. And the idea is you just have her standing in place, held upright. I mean, actually, let's test how well does she stand on her own without the support. My guess is probably not very well. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay. You can probably get her into a pose where she can stand on her own. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, but I'm going to put her back on the stand. And let's get that adjusted to the right height. Oops, sorry. There we go. There we are. I'm going to put all her accessories back in for now. The pen just sits in the hand quite nicely. And then the clipboard in the other hand. Ooh. Come on. Come on. There. I'm not going to mess around with that too much. And then the one other feature is the talking display stand. So I'm going to play this for you now. It's just a single button on the front. Let's have a listen.
Identify. This is a red alert. Repeat, this is a red alert. Interceptors, immediate launch. UFO still maintaining its trajectory. The astronauts are in position. They can be spaceborne in seconds. Moon-based interceptors, imperative you obtain visual contact before making any attack. I'm sorry, sir. General quarters, this is an internal security alarm. This is an internal security alarm. This is Moonbase to Shadow Control. Predicted trajectory termination, North Atlantic. Speed, solid. Going to intercept, out. Program computers for missile firing sequence. This is Control. Stand down to internal condition, yellow.
Okay, I think that's it.
All systems checked and okay, sir. Lieutenant Ellis.
There we go. I think that's everything.
Identify.
Yeah, there we go. What a lot of phrases she's got. Those are all just taken straight out of the TV series. You can hear all the sound effects. You can hear all the background noise going on. It's literally just those phrases on a loop. Not bad. Would have been nice maybe to get something. Would have been amazing to get something custom recorded by Gabrielle Drake herself. But as far as that's concerned, taking voice clips out of the TV show, I think fair enough, really. It's not an essential feature. It's not one I find myself using very often, pressing that button to get sounds out. But there you go. If you wanted a reasonably sized, reasonably well detailed Lieutenant Ellis figure, then definitely the Product Enterprise one is the way to go. Let me know if you're interested in other UFO related bits and pieces. I have one or two. I don't have a huge amount. Honestly, UFO merchandise quite difficult to find, really. Didn't do a whole lot of it. But what is out there is really, really good. Product Enterprise, of course, did some amazing other models and vehicles from the show, so those are definitely worth taking a look at. I have a Shadow Mobile, so that there you go. There's something. But otherwise, that was our Security Hazard Mini for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. You get Security Hazard Minis every single week, plus the Security Hazard Show, which is a podcast which we broadcast live at Wednesday, 6 p.m. UK time, and we talk about all things Gerry Anderson. You can also head over to securityhazard.net, which is my blog. And if that's not enough, you can also go to patreon.com/securityhazard, where you can pledge monthly to get exclusive videos that you won't find anywhere else. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Security hazard negative.